Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another Tesla electric car video with me, Adam Wellinformed. Last week I released my video on 18 months ownership of my Tesla Model 3, and in that video I dedicated a section to analyse how the residual values were holding up for my 2021 Tesla Model 3. And to my surprise, the trade-in value was £41,800, for which, to new Tesla fans, that may seem like I've actually lost 10%, as the same build is now £45,990 if I purchased it brand new from Tesla today. The reality of the matter is that it is actually £1,300 more than the price I paid to acquire the vehicle at the end of 2020. The vehicle had appreciated in value, for which I had not anticipated back when I acquired the vehicle. I can't lie, this position has wet my mouth a little bit. I had actually planned to cover the whole question, when is the best time to sell my Tesla Model 3, at some point. But one of my subscribers posted this comment on my last video, and he inquired about potentially upgrading my Tesla to an entirely new Tesla Model 3. Brian is onto something here and raises an important question for consideration. Naturally, I thought this video would be a great time to address the question, and Brian has equally twisted my arm a little bit, so thank you Brian for your contribution to today's video. What yourself and Brian may not have anticipated with this video is that I'm about to relay my thoughts on the matter, and it may or may not get me into trouble because I've not discussed selling or upgrading the Tesla in any form with my wife yet. Oops, guess who's going to be heading to the doghouse tonight? But hey, I think it'd be a fun test and see if she actually watches the video in all of its glory. And if she responds to the video, I'll probably pin a comment to the video so you can see where her response was post-release, just for your amusement. Ultimately, in today's video, I really want to cover my current position, why selling and upgrading is so appealing right now, what I could upgrade to and why, and what are the negatives to upgrading right now, before concluding with how I'm going to proceed. And after the contents of the video are relayed to you, the outcome may surprise you. So if this video sounds like an interesting insight, buckle up, hit that like button to show me some of your virtual love and support for Tesla and EVs, hit the subscribe button so you can continue on this Tesla EV journey with me, and finally hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming electric car videos as soon as they are available. Right, time to reveal some future plans I guess. So before I discuss which vehicle I'll be interested in upgrading to, we need to understand what my current position is to truly understand why upgrading is such a tempting prospect right now. So I bought this car personally on PCP Finance back in 2020. For those unaware what PCP Finance is, you usually place a deposit down in return for monthly repayments over a set term, and at the end of that term being 2, 3 or 4 years, you have 3 options. You can either hand the car back with no financial commitment, second option being that you pay a final optional payment, also known as a balloon payment, then you get to keep the car, and the third one being you sell or trade in the vehicle for another vehicle, settling the outstanding finance in the process of selling and trading the vehicle in. That's just a very simplified explanation of PCP. I did toy with the idea of leasing the vehicle personally, however I did go down the PCP route for my circumstances, as I did prefer the more flexible nature of it. Your circumstances may be different to mine, so this isn't a like for like comparison here. Ultimately, over 18 months and based on that £41,800 trade-in figure provided by We Buy Any Car, not only have I retained my deposit, but I've built equity into the car as the total finance outstanding has reduced with my capital monthly repayments, to the point I think my equity now stands at double my initial deposit, which is insane for a car. Prior to the pandemic, generally cars were notorious for being depreciating assets, essentially meaning it loses value as soon as you drive it off the forecourt. That has changed somewhat since the pandemic, and as demand and supply for different vehicles have shifted, electric cars, and in particular Teslas, have been in ever greater demand, and brands just can't get the vehicles off the production line as quick as the consumer market is changing, and therefore getting hold of a new one in a quick nature is extremely difficult, and getting hold of a used one can be difficult too. But for the Tesla Model 3, for example, whilst it's still difficult, it's still much cheaper to get hold of a used one over a new one, as that can still take over a year to be delivered. Therefore, for the convenience of a near instant delivery of a new Tesla Model 3, that's going to attract a premium price. Now, you may be thinking, is this residual and the used car price situation likely to change? And the real answer is, who knows? I certainly don't. I'm just some weird British dad that drives a Tesla. I also think I'm pretty funny at times, but that statement is naturally subjective. But Tesla and electric cars alike are seeing sales increase pretty significantly, and in the UK we've seen diesel car sales starting to decline. But there's literally so many variables like the state of personal finances and how the supply of these vehicles are affected in the future. So all I can do is just go with the trading value that I've got today, being 41,800, and understand that that figure can also go up and down over time. So hopefully now we understand in theory that I could have a deposit for a new car twice as much as I previously put down for this Model 3. Having double the deposit available has put this topic firmly on the table, and my wife just doesn't know it yet. So why would I sell the Tesla and potentially buy a new one? Well, having a high deposit usually lowers your monthly repayments as less is being financed. But what you also have to consider is across the board, new vehicle prices have increased since 2020, and for the same Tesla Model 3, it's now over 10% more expensive to buy. Also noting that there have been hardware advancements and changes for the newer version of my car. So for example, the Tesla Model 3 SR Plus now comes with a longer range, and it's also 0.5 seconds slower at 0 to 60 than before. They're both pros and cons, but ultimately this SR Plus is more hardware advanced than my previous Tesla. Then again, Tesla innovates so quickly that any new Tesla you buy is surpassed just a couple of months later because of the consistent innovation approach taken by Tesla. Overall, if I had the same finance terms as before, but I doubled down on the deposit, I could acquire a brand new Tesla Model 3 SR Plus and pay roughly £40 less than what I currently do now. Only problem is that would then take another 12 months to be delivered. So whilst I do stand to gain from the residual basis from the current market conditions, I'm equally penalised because I can't receive that new car for another year myself. However, over this time, I will continue to pay the monthly repayments and then continue to build my equity further. My trading value will continue to fluctuate over that time, but if I take into account a zero residual loss valuation, so effectively a trading value of what I paid for the vehicle, the monthly repayments over another year could make the potential deposit grow even further and widen the monthly savings to nearly £70, and I could retain a few £1,000s as a surplus. Unfortunately, I can't put down the whole amount as a deposit because Tesla have a maximum deposit limit for PCP, and that does vary from car to car. Lots of ifs and buts here, however the monthly repayments I currently pay for are absolute and will continue to reduce my finance balance, and the trading value is a key influencer to the overall outcome here. That then leads me to this next question. What could possibly go wrong with this process? Well, if the trading value plummets ahead of your delivery, the anticipated deposit will be lower, leading to the anticipated monthly payments being higher than previously planned out. You do have wiggle room though. You do not have to go ahead with the Tesla order, however, the cost may be that £200 order fee as a result. So there are actually advantages to putting in an order today and not waiting further, and this is just one of many cost saving advantages to getting a lower priced Tesla. And I have covered some more cost saving methods in this video above if you haven't already seen it. But frankly, I'm struggling to see a negative of upgrading if the trading price is right. So is the sole advantage of selling and buying with a Tesla to save nearly £70 in monthly repayments, or whilst getting that more advanced car in the process? Sounds like a great proposition to me, but it also depends on one's needs and requirements. If you haven't already, you should check out my 18-month review, and I'll put that video in the description for you to view after this video. But frankly, I'm really happy with my Tesla Model 3 as a sole family car. It delivers exactly everything for what I need from it. I've not needed the extra range or space. It's been the most ideal car for many different reasons, and the review will state that in more detail. But there is a temptation to use this opportunity to upgrade the Model 3 SR Plus to a higher spec and maybe jump into that more premium offering of the Model 3 long range. Well, the long range can charge quicker, and it's quicker now at 60, and on WLTP terms should go 100 miles more than what I get now. The monthly purchase cost to my wallet would only cost me £16 more than what I currently pay at the moment, and I get that pleasure of these upgrades. So whilst the impulse for the long range is there, and I get the full premium package like the premium audio and the fog lights that I do not get now, is that upgrade really worth it for me? Right now, it's inconclusive. My mind's telling me no, but my body, yeah, you get the picture. So my gut feeling is that the SR Plus arrangement is still more suited to my lifestyle and my family's requirements today. The size is no different, and the items that are being upgraded for the £16, like the bigger range and the quicker charging speeds, I won't use it often enough to truly appreciate its advantages. And if you're currently unsure what trim is most suited to you, you should really check out the video comparison that I did between the two trims above. It will really help you out in your decision making process if you're undecided. So before I conclude this video, are there any other options I should consider? Well, having driven the Model 3 for over 18 months, I haven't found another vehicle from another brand that has made me want to jump ship. I'm still open to that possibility, but I can't find an alternative that I'd rather have at this given time. I did really enjoy driving the S Model S loaner, but the new ones aren't being delivered to the UK, at least until 2023 I believe. That, and it's not really a realistic option to me, primarily because I think it will be way out of my price league. But what could well tease me is the Tesla Model Y. I've not test driven one yet, however it looks very similar to the Model 3. The Model Y long range is slightly faster than my Model 3 and it has a longer range, but not key factors for me. It's really the passenger space and the hatchback boot that makes it appealing to me. If I'm looking 1 year or 2 years ahead, my kids are going to grow and so will their requirements of the car, with their added content and maybe even just taxiing them around with their friends, etc. All whilst doable in the Model 3, is it more comfortable and practical in the Model Y? Plus, I'll get the same bump in specs the Model 3 long range offers me, albeit slightly less range and less speed, but they're not essential requirements for my sole family car. The difference between the long range Model 3 and the long range Model Y is only £1,000, and the monthly repayments would be £31 more than what I currently pay for my Model 3 SR Plus, basing it on the same principle of receiving the delivery in around a year's time. In addition to that, we know there's a brand new Model Y standard range being built in Texas. All the known details are covered in the video above, but if Tesla's Giga Berlin started shipping these Model Ys to the UK, I think it would come in cheaper than the Model Y long range because of its smaller battery compared to the long range. I'd happily trade off some range and specs for a cheaper vehicle, but it's not the range I'm prioritising here, it's pretty much practicality. So to conclude, is there a good time to sell your Tesla, and if so, what am I going to do about my Tesla Model 3? The simple answer is, I'm in a positive position to sell right now, but ultimately I think I have more to gain by waiting it out a little bit longer. I am leaning more towards the Model Y offering, however the long range price is a sticky point for me. Deliveries are currently scheduled for up to January 2023 at the moment, so whilst I've still got some time to consider my next steps, as I said before, I'm really happy with my Model 3 right now. I'm not wanting to jump ship because I'm bored, but mainly for the factor of anticipated financial gain and the enhanced practicality gain. On one hand, a 2023 Model 3 SR Plus would offer me a better car and cheaper monthly repayments, yet a Model Y would offer some growing room for the family, but then again, why am I preempting the decision of needing more room in the first place? The Model Y will offer a more spec vehicle and more passenger room, but I don't need or anticipate using the bigger battery and range. Is that then wasted on me? Frankly, I can't make my mind up. I like the Model Y, and the most ideal solution would be this Model Y standard range offering that is being produced outside of the public eye. It could be the perfect compromise that I'm after. Overall, I'm not going to leap at the opportunity of upgrading this very second. I'm going to continue to bake the equity in and just hope the residuals do not fall off a cliff and the demand for used Teslas continues to be robust. I'll also keep a keen eye on the Model Y standard range to see if it plays out or not, and if it's even going to be made available in the UK via Giga Berlin. If not, at some point I'll be having a chat with my wife about maybe the Model Y long range, potentially. So what do you guys think? What would you do in my shoes? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you're not sure what to comment and you want to show me you got this far in the video, you could simply comment Adams in the doghouse, and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for the support. If you've not done so already, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with your friends, family or any other groups that may find it beneficial. As always, you folks have been great and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.